The story I'm about to tell was shared with me by a French woman. It took place in the early 1970s, during a time when railway crossings were still guarded by people, not machines. She worked as a signalwoman. Her job was simple, yet lonely. Inside a small wooden booth, far from the city, she controlled the barriers that protected the tracks whenever a train approached. The date was December 24th, 1973, Christmas Eve. That night was brutally cold. The temperature had dropped below minus 30 degrees Celsius. The crossing was located on a remote stretch of railway, where a narrow road cut through the tracks. Cars passed there only rarely. Most people stayed home when the cold was that merciless. Around 2:30 in the morning, with no trains expected for hours, she began reading her favorite crime novel. A small lamp illuminated the yellowed pages. For the first time in weeks, there were no visitors, no family duties, no distractions, just silence, and the cold pressing against the walls of the booth. As she read, something caught her attention. A movement, a shadow near the window. She looked up. Outside, standing by the barrier that separated the booth from the tracks, was a man. What terrified her was not his presence. It was the way he was dressed. He wore only trousers and a thin shirt. No coat, no gloves. In temperatures that could kill a man in minutes. Her body froze. Her heart began to race. Why would anyone stand there, so far from town, dressed like that, on such a night? She watched him for a moment, hoping there was a simple explanation. Maybe his car had broken down. Maybe he hadn't noticed the small booth behind him. She tried to return to her book, but her eyes kept drifting back to the window. Then the man moved. Restlessly, he turned and began walking along the booth, passing from the left side of the window to the right. As he did, she looked directly at his face, and in that instant, terror washed over her. She recognized him. It was a former friend from her university days, a man who had died several years earlier in a car accident, long before she ever took this job. Her skin crawled. Her hair stood on end. She couldn't focus on anything anymore. Only one question filled her mind. Why had he come to her? Why on Christmas Eve? What was he trying to tell her? She did not sleep at all that night, even though the next train was not due until 5:30 in the morning. When dawn finally came, she left the booth and went straight home. Later that day, she called her company and requested a transfer. She could not bring herself to work at that crossing ever again. She was known as a brave and confident woman, but this was different. Years later, she still asks herself the same question. Why did he appear to her that night? She admits she once had feelings for him, but those feelings had long faded. So why did he return? Have you ever heard a story like this? Let us know in the comments.